Bryce, why don't you tell the people what you're doing with me here?
Hi, my name is Bryce Ye, and I'm currently an intern at OM Surgical Solutions. I'm excited to work with this team this summer.
As he got to see his dad, Dr. David Ye, operate today out of Good Samaritan Hospital. Dr. Ye did a 2-level pliff, and that case went very smoothly. Bryce, what were some of your thoughts on the case and how it went down?
The present part of the case was like how easy my dad made it see.
But he also said, he doesn't need the navigation. He can do it without it, which is key. He knows exactly what to do and how to do it, even without all of the technology that's there. And we stand there with each other and kind of figure out and map out, okay, what levels are you operating at? Are you going to do inner bodies or not? And now that you've got to see your dad operate on, a 2-level pliff, what are some, looking forward to the next time that you're in the OR? What would you like to see, or what are you interested in seeing next? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Death of a Spine Salesman. My name is Jonathan, and to my right is Bryce Ye. Bryce, why don't you tell the people what you're doing with me here?
Hi, my name is Bryce Ye, and I'm currently an intern at OM Surgical Solutions. I'm excited to work with this team this summer.
There we go. That's it. And Bryce is our intern now. You may remember him from an earlier podcast episode. He was sitting down with myself and Shomit, working on his interview skills, and we were able to work through some of that, and he's now interning with us, and he has another internship that he'll be starting in later in July. So a lot of great stuff to come from it, and now we are standing here and looking forward to the new opportunities that are coming forward his way. And today we have a very special day, and something that was very unique to Bryce is he got to see his dad, Dr. David Ye, operate today out of Good Samaritan Hospital. Dr. Ye did a 2-level pliff, and that case went very smoothly. Bryce, what were some of your thoughts on the case and how it went down?
The present part of the case was like how easy my dad made it see. Like the confidence and the skill and everything. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's basically all it is. He's gone in and done those types of cases and procedures time and time again. There's been a lot of perfecting and molding, the workflow and finding the proper instrumentation for him. But he's got it down to a science. And honestly, it all starts with preparation and hard work from the Good Sam team. They have put together and orchestrated a very well-oiled team. Everybody there that cares about your dad, the patient that is wheeled into the room. Everybody has one goal in mind, and that's to make sure that patient leaves better than the way that they came in, and that's all that everybody's focused on. So when everybody has that goal in alignment and everybody has that in their head, the case goes flawlessly. And that's what you got to see today. It wasn't it wasn't super exciting as far as there wasn't a whole lot going on. It went by fairly quickly. You were very surprised by how fast that case went, and that's the way your dad operates. It's very quick, it was very efficient, and all we want to do is make sure we leave and everybody is happy. So with all that being said, what about that was most interesting to you, or what did you take away from it that was pretty cool for yourself?
I'll say that the coolest part of the procedure was when my dad was preparing to put in the pedicle screws and did the intraoperative CT scan beforehand with the around.
Yeah, the Medtronic navigation.
The Medtronic navigation system.
Yeah.
And she would just really, the software was better than expected. I thought it performed pretty excellent.
He puts those screws in pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, that takes 1 minute.
Yeah, no, he operates very quickly, and with the navigation, it definitely helps him out tremendously. But he also said, he doesn't need the navigation. He can do it without it, which is key. He knows exactly what to do and how to do it, even without all of the technology that's there, which is huge. If you don't have any of that, you're not just floating there. He doesn't really know what to do. He knows exactly where he's at, what he's doing, and that's what he explained to you prior to the surgery, right? So that's the conversation that your dad and I have. We stand there with each other and kind of figure out and map out, okay, what levels are you operating at? Are you going to do inner bodies or not? Are you going to be releasing both sides when you're operating at the certain vertebral body levels? All sorts of different conversations that just kind of give me an understanding of how to mentally prepare for this case. And so you got to see that a little bit as well. What did you think about that process and your dad talking through that with you?
thought the preparation part was very key and important. And it's hard to understand what the work behind such a preparation is unless you actually seen it and experienced it yourself. It's really a thankless part of the process, but it's extremely important to ensure the surgery goes very smoothly for us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, a lot of the times you don't do something that is so systematic or you miss one small little detail and it could be very catastrophic. I mean, you were asking me questions, very insightful questions about, what happens if, a screw or a pedicle is breached? What happens if, a cage doesn't expand all the way? What are the little troubleshooting things that happen? And that's stuff that we got to think of on the fly. We got to be able to have solutions that we prepare for all that for. And that's what your dad expects of us. Luckily today, everything went smoothly and that was very nice, but that's not the way that it happens every time, And now that you've got to see your dad operate on, a 2-level flip, what are some, looking forward to the next time that you're in the OR? What would you like to see? What are you interested in seeing next?
I'm interested in seeing how it operates on the neck, the thoracic spine, and then also how it operates in the brain.
Yeah, the brain, man, all sorts of different surgeries that your dad does. A very skillful man, and it doesn't just stop at spine, and that's a very special part about your dad. He's got a multifaceted, multidisciplinary approach when it comes to his surgeries, and we're very honored to be able to work with him. And you got to see him. That was your first time seeing him, right? Mm-hmm. And seeing him for the first time, you got to see his OR, you got to see his team, got to see how he operated. You have a different appreciation for what he does?
Yes, 100%.
Well, there you go. All right, yeah, your dad works hard. We work hard for him, and that's the way that it goes. And that's what makes the world go round, and we're happy you got to witness it and be a part of it. So looking forward to having you next time in the OR with us. Any final thoughts or anything that you want to kind of step away with or anything that you want to just say? All right. Well, thank you for being with us, man. And that is it for this episode of Death of a Spine Salesman. Thank you, everybody. We will see you later.